kids, hey kids, hey kids, hey kids. You all know what time it is. It's time for Karch
and Wendy
and Bluster
and Bliss
to tell you what today's adventure is.
Hey kids.
Hey kids.
Hey kids.
Hey kids. You all know what time it is.
Story of Judy, a Gallery of Seasons story, Summer World, Story 4, by Brian J. Klink. Hi, Bliss and Buzz here. Today we're here to tell you a little more about our home in Summer World and more about a few of our special residents, Judy, Walter, and Crooner. Their story is interesting and makes for fantastic gossip throughout Summer World. We think you'll enjoy it. This is Judy. Judy is the diva of Summer World. Why? Well, she once appeared in a movie and it received rave reviews. The writer referred to her lovely green eyes, and she has never been the same. Judy simply loves to be the center of attention. Buzz just told me I should explain what a diva is, which is a fine suggestion. Well, a diva is someone who feels they are the most important and can often be temperamental and difficult to please. That is our Judy. Now, Judy wasn't always famous. Judy grew up right here in Summer World, just like the rest of us. In fact, when she was young, she preferred to play by herself. Judy rarely wandered far from the family nest in the sea oats located in the deep sand dunes. But that all changed. You see, one day an amazing flying machine soared overhead, and they apparently took pictures for a movie. And even though many of us were around, they only featured pictures of young Judy. We later heard that in the movie storyline, they mentioned Judy's lovely green eyes. Well, that was all it took. Judy became Summer World's very first movie star, and she loved it. So now you know that young Judy used to be just like us. Then, how Judy became our Summer World movie star, after the movie storyline mentioned Judy's lovely green eyes. But that's really where the story of Judy begins. There's more. You see, every diva needs adoring fans. And here in Summer World, Judy's two biggest fans are good old Walter and Crooner. They are both enamored with Judy. And that's where today's story begins. Young Walter lived in the same neighborhood as Judy, and while young Walter didn't live next door, he could sometimes see Judy playing at her home from afar. Walter always wished she would notice him. Some might say young Walter had a childhood crush on young Judy. As Walter and Judy got a bit older, Walter's affection for Judy remained strong, and he would do almost anything to try and get her attention or smile his way. Walter talked a bit louder, told more elaborate stories, and would sometimes do flips when Judy was around. Some might say Walter would frequently show off whenever Judy was around. Now you should know that while young Walter thought he was quite clever and discreet, young Judy was fully aware of both Walter's adoration and his showing off. And secretly, young Judy had many of the same feelings for Walter. But then Judy became famous. And soon Judy started receiving attention from another Summer World resident, Crooner. Now Crooner was new and exciting to Judy, but Crooner had other reasons for adoring Judy. Crooner wants Judy's attention to be famous. Crooner was an aspiring musician in Summer World, and he was captivated by both Judy's lovely green eyes and her newly found fame. You see, deep inside, Crooner longed to be famous. So Crooner started thinking of ways he might be able to attract Judy's attention away from Walter. Crooner quickly realized he couldn't compete with Walter's lifelong adoration for Judy or Walter's showing off skills. No, Crooner would have to think of something new, something he was good at, and then he figured it out. Crooner decided to write a special song just for Judy. But wait, writing a song might be pretty hard, so Crooner looked into the 3 components of a song: the rhythm, the melody, and the lyrics. Crooner started with the first component, the rhythm. He decided to feature a beat that was simple. That way he could easily build the melody and lyrics around it. Crooner used a drum to test out various rhythms, but a drum really isn't necessary. If you tap your foot 4 times in a row, you can probably feel Crooner's rhythm. Next, Crooner started humming to try out different melodies. Crooner started with songs he knew, then started making up his own original melodies. You should try it. Start humming notes until you like how they sound. Well, once Crooner had his rhythm and melody, all he needed were lyrics. Crooner tried to keep Judy in mind as he worked on the lyrics, and since her most favored feature was her green eyes, writing the lyrics wasn't all that hard. Crooner was confident that Judy would love it. Judy, Judy, eyes so green, prettiest eyes I've ever seen. Whenever you're near or by my side, my feelings for you I cannot hide. Judy, Judy, eyes so green, won't you be my queen? So that's the story of Judy. Now you know where Judy grew up as a youngster. and that she was adored by Walter. Also, as she grew up, Walter started to show off to get her attention. Then a flying machine took Judy's pictures and put them in a movie which made Judy famous. Judy's fame caught Crooner's eye, and he decided to write Judy a song. And a proper song has three components: the rhythm, the melody, and the lyrics. All of us here in Summer World hope you enjoyed our time together, and you will look for more adventures from the Gallery of Seasons. 5 Summer World characters appeared in today's adventure. They were Bliss, Buzz, Judy, Crooner, and Walter. Can you find them in the Summer World painting? Have you found them yet? Here they are.